very key points there. And one of the things that people jumped on, he said, we're going to own Gaza. That's not what he said. Listen to what he said in full context. We're doing a very good job there. We're going to do a good job and we'll own it. What he's talking about is when somebody says, you know what? I'm going to clean up that mess. I'm going to own it. I'll take care of it. It doesn't mean that you're taking possession and like physical, legal, tacit ownership of it. That's not what he was saying. He was in the middle of a riff, but even in the middle of the riff, saying we're going to own it didn't mean that we're going to make it like Puerto Rico or Guam or a 51st state. No, that's not what he said, but it was a riff, and everybody jumped on those angles.
I like that.
But guess what? You know what? It's because they have no other news and they have no other position.
I have one thing that I love about this. Adam, I'll give my thoughts.
Yeah, well, is this idea completely out there? Is it outrageous? Is it completely preposterous? Yes, but is it the best idea I've heard so far? Straight up, yes, it is. Because you know how Winston Churchill said, democracy is the worst form of government except for all the others that have been tried? Show me an idea that has been proposed that is actually possible. Show me an idea. Because all the ideas that I've heard are the river to the sea chant. I've heard the global intifada chant. I've heard the two-state solution that has basically been hinging on nothingness since for the last 75 years and has not happened.
Where the second state gets a headquarters in Jerusalem.
Yeah, exactly. So what viable solutions have even ever been proposed? Nothing. So what they basically said, what he didn't show here was Gaza could and should be a Middle East paradise. I believe he called it the Riviera of the Middle East. It could be what Singapore is in Asia. It could be what Dubai is. It could be what literal Tel Aviv is. If you've ever been to Tel Aviv, it is literal paradise. It's like if New York met Miami on the beach. It's incredible. Gaza could be that. But instead, Hamas and the Palestinians have squandered billions and billions and billions of dollars by building down instead of building up. Their tunnel infrastructure is bigger than the New York tunnel system. Are you kidding me? So they've taken billions of dollars that have been given to them and they built basically a terror network. So, and it's the same vicious cycle. They start a war, they lose a war, they cry foul, they sacrifice their martyrs, and they get, they wait a few years, and then they do it all over again. And then the last point is this: the Jordanians don't want them, the Egyptians don't want them. They forget that Egypt has a border right next to them. They're not taking them in. The Lebanese don't want them. The Syrians don't want them.
Millions and millions of Palestinians already. So do Israelis. That's right. There have been problems with the population.
Listen, people don't forget,
Vinny,
that there's 2 million Palestinian Arabs that live in Israel. Say that again? What do you mean they live in Israel? Yeah, they're Israeli citizens. Every single country in the Middle East has basically kicked out all the Jews, and they've moved to Israel. But Israel has absorbed 2 million Arabs. So why don't the other Arab countries take in the Palestinians? Unfortunately, is because no one wants them.
It's a no-win. Listen, no-win situation, plain and simple. The only problem is the non-jihad terrorists, just the regular Palestinians that had to leave because Gaza was going to be leveled, and we knew it was coming. What are they going to come back to? Are they going to be able to come back to their home? Meaning, hold on, there's no more Hamas. Everybody's gone. The leadership has changed. Do I get to come back to my house that was leveled? I lost my son. I lost my daughter. Me and my wife are still here. Can I come back? If they're going to rebuild and make a high-rise Trump Tower, can we get an apartment in there? Because my home was here. That's the only problem that I'm saying is, and I get it. People are like, they won't take them and they won't take them. Wait a minute. That's their home. They shouldn't have, nobody should have to take them. They should be able to come back home. And I think if you're going to rebuild and make it nice, I should be able to come back and live where I was living.